The summer of 2012 changed my life. It was supposed to be a great summer for me. I was starting a camp job here in Toronto, the greatest city in the world, and I was really excited for it. I had also applied for Teachers College, and I'll admit, I felt pretty confident. I had wanted to be a teacher for my entire life. Every job, volunteer, and development opportunity I had were all dedicated to helping me become a teacher one day, and this was the first step. But as it turns out, I didn't end up liking my camp job. I was stressed, I didn't connect with the kids as much as I would have liked, and it just wasn't the best opportunity for me. And then I didn't get into Teachers College, which was a major hit to my self-esteem, because here I was, failing the one thing that I had wanted more than anything else in life. So I felt ashamed that I didn't like my camp job, and I felt lost because I didn't get into the program I wanted to. And I felt scared. Scared because earlier that summer, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is a neurological condition that currently has no cure. My doctor told me that I had MS and that I would see a specialist in 4 months. And for those 4 months, I didn't really know what MS was, how it would affect me that summer, going back to school in September, or for the rest of my life. I had started that summer excited and confident and knowing who I was, but was ending it ashamed, lost, scared, and vulnerable. Now, MS is a scary thing. Canada currently has the highest rate of multiple sclerosis in the world. All our nerves are covered by a protective sheath of protein called myelin, and in people with multiple sclerosis, there are these buildups of myelin that develop lesions or sclerosis on the nerves. So what does this look like? I like to take a lot of selfies, and this is probably my favorite one. That's my brain. And you can see my lesions here and here. The body doesn't recognize these lesions, so it attacks them. And because they're on the nerves, they can kind of mess with anything. Everybody's MS is different, but when I've had my flare-ups, I've had blurry eyesight for a couple days, lost feeling in all my limbs for weeks, felt nausea and vertigo, was so weak I couldn't get off my mom's couch and needed a wheelchair to get around the hospital. And I even lost my appetite for a couple days, and anyone that knows me will tell you that I'm always hungry. It's scary because I could have a flare-up at any time, even right here, right now. Now I'm lucky because I haven't had a flare-up for 2 years now, but I know that every day I celebrate not having a flare-up is another day closer to my next one. But instead of staying scared and lost and ashamed and letting that hold me back, I learned and I grew from these experiences. But this isn't just my story. This is a narrative that's been repeated throughout history. Stephen Hawking is one of the world's most renowned scientists. Now, I'm a drama and sociology major, so black holes and physics are like a different language to me. And I speak 3 languages, but this is still too complicated. But I know that he's made amazing strides in his research. He was diagnosed with ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, when he was 21. Imagine being 21, in university, in a field you love, and being told by doctors that you only have 2.5 years left to live. But now, more than 50 years later, he's become a household name, has advocated for accessibility in education, and has established an identity for himself. People that know him say that he's funny, sarcastic, and a prankster. One of his most recognizable traits is the fact that he speaks with a voice synthesizer. And he's had the opportunity to update his speech software many times, but he's declined because that's his voice now. That's part of his identity. His vulnerability didn't hold him back, but rather propelled him forward. And countless others have had obstacles put in their path, but still found success on their own terms. Marie Curie was rejected from men's-only universities, but went on to win 2 Nobel Prizes. Harvey Milk faced extreme homophobia, but became one of the first openly gay politicians in the United States. Rita Moreno, the actress who played Anita in West Side Story, was being offered minor, stereotypical Latina roles, but is now one of only 11 people in the world to have won an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. Their stories give me hope and inspiration to become a great advocate and a great leader, not despite my vulnerability, but with it. To be brief, I wanted to become the person that I needed. I needed help and support and guidance when I wasn't sure how to proceed after not getting into teachers' college. And I found mentors, luckily, and I want to pay that forward now by being that support for other university students and by having a career in student affairs. I needed someone to tell me that it was okay to be diagnosed with MS when I was 19, that I wasn't the only one, and that this diagnosis didn't mean the end of my life or of my dreams. And that's how I'm propelling forward now. But I'm going to have more challenges and difficulties in my lifetime. There have been, are, and will be many more of these moments, but I want to learn from every single one of them. I'm an advocate now for the MS Society, and I write for their award-winning blog for youth with MS. And I've been asked to speak and advocate on a number of occasions, including last year's nationwide Cruising to End MS campaign. When I was first diagnosed, my doctor told me not to tell many people that I had MS, for fear of stigma. But being the extrovert that I am, I needed to talk through my vulnerabilities and through my problems, and now here I am on the TED stage giving you a TED Talk. I want to make a promise to myself, right now in front of all of you, so you can all keep me accountable. I want to promise to never let obstacles, difficulties, or challenges stand in the way of getting what I want. I want to promise that I will always find a way to help my communities, no matter what challenges they or I face. And I invite you all to do the same thing. Think about what makes you vulnerable, the parts of your identity that maybe you're not proud of, that you're ashamed of, or that people tell you you should keep hidden. And don't look at them as obstacles, but as stepping stones. Stephen Hawking once said, "However difficult life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. While there is life, there is hope." And this success is going to look different for everyone. I said I'm an extrovert, so I was fine having my face plastered across the country and to be speaking in front of you today. But maybe you'll learn through your vulnerabilities, through self-reflection, in other communities, in storytelling, or in one-on-one interactions. The important thing is not how you grow, but that you grow. Because if we all learn the value of our vulnerabilities, we'll be able to become the best versions of ourselves. Thank you.